Hollywood and the celebrity life isn't always a bed of roses. It can be ruthless, especially for celebrities who fall prey to a fast-paced life and a desire of wanting more. Ultimately, the choice of poor lifestyles, overindulgence, and bad luck with careers drive them down a lonely and narrow road of depression and addiction. Today on VarietyTop, we're going to take a look at the top 10 famous people who are homeless. But before we get into that, do not forget to like and share this video. Perhaps not all celebrities fall prey to alcohol and drugs, but depression and lack of finance from failed careers are a harsh reality leading to poverty. Follow us as we discuss 10 famous people who are now homeless, those who were once homeless and found their feet again, and those who died without ever getting back on their feet. Margaret Kidder. The first name on our list is Margaret Ruth Kidder, a Canadian-American actress, director, and activist whose career spanned 5 decades. Kidder, the actress who played Superman's love interest Lois Lane in the Christopher Reeve-era films, was once a Hollywood star who dated famous leading men like Richard Pryor and Canadian Prime Minister Pierre Trudeau. According to Daily Finance, Kidder battled schizophrenia and manic depression, and she even refused treatment at one time. Plagued by paranoia, Kidder slept in cardboard boxes and backyards around LA in 1996. In 2015, Kidder became a naturalized U.S. citizen. She was an outspoken political, environmental, and anti-war activist, and she continued to participate in political and activist causes throughout the end of her life. Kidder died on May 13, 2018, at her home in Livingston, Montana, age 69. Her death was later ruled a suicide by alcohol and drug overdose. Sugar Ray Williams. Thomas Ray Williams was an American professional basketball player who played in the NBA from 1977 to 1987. Williams was captain of the New York Knicks and played for the Boston Celtics' 1985 NBA Finals team. Things didn't go upward for him from there on. In 2010, the Boston Globe reported that Williams was sleeping in the back seat of his 1992 Buick in Pompano Beach, Florida. In an interview with Bob Holler at the Globe, Williams said that the NBA should take better care of their retired players, as he is only one of many former stars in need of assistance. He said, "When I played the game, they always talked about loyalty to the team. Well, where's the loyalty and compassion for ex-players who are hurting? We open the door for these guys whose salaries are through the roof." Bobby Driscoll. Robert Cletus Driscoll was an American child actor and artist, known for his film and TV performances from 1943 to 1960. He starred in some of the Walt Disney Studios' best-known live-action pictures of that period, such as Song of the South, So Dear to My Heart, and Treasure Island, receiving an Academy Juvenile Award for his role in The Window. But in 1956, he was arrested for marijuana and was reportedly using harder drugs. In 1968, his body was found by 2 children in an abandoned building in downtown New York, indicating that he was homeless before his death. Debbie Clark. Among celebrities who became homeless is Debbie Clark, aka Storm. Storm was part of the popular show The American Gladiators in the late 80s and early 90s, where contestants were made to compete with athletes in a variety of games. Clark performed as one of the gladiators till an injury ruined her career. She began working as a personal trainer and even performed as a country singer. In 2008, life took a sad turn for Storm. After fleeing a domestic violence situation in South Carolina, Storm and her young son Clayton found themselves homeless on the streets of San Diego for more than 2.5 years. They lived out of their car for a few days until she finally decided to check into a homeless shelter. She moved from shelter to shelter before finding herself in St. Vincent de Paul in downtown San Diego, till she was found by Embrace CEO Sean Shepard in 2011, who took mother and son to live with him as roommates. Randy Quaid. Randy Quaid is a star of numerous films, noteworthy of which was Independence Day as the Maverick crop duster pilot. But for some reason, he's been having trouble with the law in recent years. Both his wife and he were arrested for not paying a hotel bill amounting to $10,000, and it seemed that they were homeless. The couple was caught living in a guest house that belonged to a property that they once owned. Randy Quaid is one of the saddest and strangest stories of decline in Hollywood. He is reported to have escaped the law and is living somewhere with his wife in Canada. Natasha Lyonne. Another sad story of fame to shame is that of Natasha Lyonne, although she has been able to get on her feet. Natasha Haddison splits in American Pie as the best friend of Tara Reid's character, as well as her role in Slums of Beverly Hills, but went through a bad phase in the early 2000s. She was arrested for drunk driving and also evicted from her apartment for not paying her rent and disturbing the peace. She ended up homeless, as reported by the New York Post, and was found under a fake name, lying in a hospital bed infected with hepatitis C. Tara has got a new lease of life as part of the Netflix show Orange is the New Black, and was even nominated for an Emmy for Outstanding Guest Actress in a Comedy Series. Good for her. Alex Lambert. Next on the list is Alex Lambert. You may have seen this American Idol semi-finalist who is now homeless and living out of a car in LA. Lambert lived in Texas but moved to New York in hopes to make it big as a singer. After the show, he became homeless struggling musician, a fact which he tweeted stating he could sleep behind buildings. He was quoted as saying he would rather live in his car than go back home and give up. Lambert never gave up on his dream to be a musician and has had marginal success as a songwriter in the recent past. Iron the Blade Barkley. Another sad case of how everything can go completely wrong in split seconds is the case of Iron Barkley. Iron Barkley, also known as The Blade, made a fortune from boxing to the tune of $5 million, but ultimately fell on hard times after retirement. He was broke and without a job and evicted out of his Bronx apartment in 2010. He was assisted by Bronx NGO and the Ring 10 boxing charity to find housing and become self-supportive. Houston mcteer. We have also heard of Houston mcteer, whom you may have heard of. Houston mcteer was once regarded as the fastest man on Earth when he equaled the world record of 100 yards in 9.0 seconds. McTeer was still in high school, which made him all the more famous. He soon tried making a career in boxing training under legendary Muhammad Ali and Harold Smith. With the American boycott of the Summer Olympics of 1980, McTeer fell into decline, taking to a life of drugs. He became homeless and was seen sleeping on a Santa Monica beach. He was ultimately rescued by an older woman and went on to marry Swedish sprinter Linda Haglund in 1993. Danny Bonaduce. She was a child star at the age of 11, acting as Danny Partridge in the TV show The Partridge Family. After the show was over, Bonaduce was left without work and took to drugs during his teens. He was soon without a home, but ultimately got back on track with his radio show in 1997, in which he revealed how he lived behind the Grauman's Chinese Theater in his car. Rocky Lockridge was famous for defeating Roger Mayweather, who was undefeated at the time. With the win, he became the new WBA super featherweight champion. But for 2 decades, Lockridge fell prey to drugs. After suffering a stroke that forced him to walk with a cane, he became broke and homeless. However, he expressed his desire to get back to the track and was seen defending himself outside a store where he defended himself against a bully whom he later knocked out with his 2 left jabs. Brett Butler. You may have seen her in the old ABC comedy show Grace Under Fire. However, even during the show, she battled drug abuse and went into rehab. After the cancellation of the show, Butler lived on a farm with 15 pets, but when she went bankrupt, she sought refuge in a homeless shelter. In 2012, she attempted a comeback, was given a role in the CBS soap The Young and the Restless. Since then till current date, she has been acting in various TV shows including Anger Management, The Leftovers, and How to Get Away with Murder. Gary Glitter. The British singer-songwriter has several hits in his time in the 70s, and he was known as being a glam band star early in his life, but he went on to become a scumbag pedophile. Although he was arrested in the UK in 1997 and 1999, he never let up and was even deported from Cambodia and Vietnam, where he served time for obscenity with minors. He was again convicted in the UK for attempted rape and assault in 2015 and received a sentence of 16 years. And that rounds off our list of top 10 famous people who became homeless. Are you surprised by any name on the list? Do you have a name that should be on the list? Let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you get notified the moment we upload a new video. Thanks for watching. See you on the next video.